pest.
New Zealander Sasha Poldma has a problem. After returning home from work the last few days, she finds dog poop in her driveway, and it's not from her dogs.
So for like the last 3 days, I've been coming home from work and there's like dog all over my driveway. My dogs are in their kennel during the day when I'm at work or on the other side of the house. Like they don't roam. They're not roaming dogs.
To solve the mystery, Sasha sets up a camera to catch the culprit in action.
So I set my iPad out to take a video of what's been happening during the day.
And it soon becomes apparent that bad neighbors come in all shapes, sizes, and ages.
Ooh, I am pissed. The audacity of this old bitch. This lady from next door comes with the on her shovel. And she's throwing it on my driveway.
What's even more aggravating for Sasha is that she takes pride in being a responsible dog owner herself.
Oh, look, my dog's taking a I'm about to pick it up. I don't even walk past her house. I go the other way, and I use freaking doggy bags, man. There are other dogs in this neighborhood, lady. I have a plan.
Instead of confronting her elderly neighbor, Sasha takes the high road and writes the woman a well-thought-out letter. She informs her neighbor that she's been caught on camera and that the police will soon be notified. Sasha's also sending along a little gift with a letter to return the favor.
It's like the middle of the night, and I've clipped this note to like 4 bags of that I picked up from her, and I'm going out into the dark and put them in her mailbox. I am so scared. Yeah, you can't see anything, but I just put it in her mailbox. I can't believe I did that. That is not me. But I am so offended.
With the parcel now delivered, the following morning, Sasha's revenge plan begins to unfold.
I'm gonna see if she's got the dog food out of her mailbox yet. Okay, it's not in there. Oh my God, I'm gonna go check my camera. Here she is. So she goes to the mailbox and she picks everything up. She's like, what the hell?
Sasha's scheme has worked. But just as she begins to fill out trespassing complaint forms given to her by the police, there's one last surprise in this neighborhood war.
So I'm gonna fill it out and someone's here. Holy crap, she's at my door. Oh, hello.
Can you spare a moment?
Yeah, sure.
I am so sorry that I mean, I felt quite sick and horrible after I did. Yeah. So,
Well, you can imagine how I felt coming home. I was like, who's doing this to me? I haven't done anything.
In an unexpected twist, the neighbor gives Sasha the best of gifts, an apology. Turns out, the woman mistakenly thought Sasha's dogs were the ones relieving themselves on her property.
really do apologize.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I honestly
do
really
take- I mean,
appreciate
I-
that.
Maybe Sasha's onto something, and the pen is truly mightier than the sword when it comes to settling neighborhood squabbles.
Yeah, I called the police, and
Can you stop harassing us, please? Because
I'm not harassing you.
There is no parking allowed within this Roseville, California apartment complex, but that doesn't seem to stop the neighbor with the camera from parking wherever she wants.
You know how bad the parking is here?
That's why we're supposed to park in the street.
There is no parking in the
Well, then
street.
you walk down a ways and park, and don't be
There
so
wasn't even
lazy.
there.
Although it looks as though her car isn't blocking anything, the street is very narrow, leaving barely any room for another car to pass without damaging it.
Can you move?
How about you stop talking and go over there and mind your business?
And this isn't the first neighbor who's been bothered by the woman's poor parking.
You want me to get the other neighbors to come out here?
No, I would appreciate it if you just go to your house and don't come bugging me
Well,
anymore.
then, Mark, I'll bug you as much as I freaking want. Okay,
Call the police.
You never. They're coming out.
I never come to you and harass you, but it's always you that have problem.
No.
You have something.
Everybody else in this neighborhood.
Okay,
has
everybody
fault.
else parks.
No, they don't.
Parks.
Nobody else parks.
Yeah. You know, I feel like you're harassing us right now.
Don't
the way
be
you're knocking on my
surprised.
door, I don't really appreciate that.
I don't give a what you
Well, you need to give
appreciate.
it.
There's no word whether the police show up or the car is moved. But this neighbor demonstrates another valuable rule. Just because you're holding a camera doesn't make you right.
Move it.
You know what? Don't come my anymore.
It's a cold winter's day in Haverhill, Massachusetts. And after hearing commotion next door, the man behind the camera grabs his phone and starts recording. Out of nowhere, an SUV comes flying towards the man in gray. These men are actually cousins, and after an intense family argument next door, their fight is spilled outside. It seems as though the driver is purposely driving towards him. He launches forward and appears to try to hit him with his door while backing up. He floors it again, and things go from dangerous to potentially deadly. The man in gray springs to his feet and crawls into a taller mound of snow where the SUV can't reach him. But the fight is far from over, and the man recording narrates the shocking scene as it unfolds.
This dude should just walk away. He's trying to get run over by this animal. Like, dude, go away.
The driver charges again, and both men dodge the vehicle at the last possible moment. Having seen enough, the man recording heads outside to intervene with his neighbors and discovers one of them has a deadly weapon.
Yo, what the going on? Oh, dude,
A few minutes later, police arrive and arrest both the man driving the SUV and the man who allegedly had the knife.
The police came. They're currently documenting things. That's the dude's car he tried to run a dude over with, and the other dude tried to stab him. And I'm in here trying to make sure no one dies in front of my house.
Days later, the investigation reveals details about what led to such chaos between cousins. After arguing over a family issue, the man in gray allegedly assaulted the SUV driver with a knife before they took the fight to the streets. Both men are charged with assault to murder, and their case is ongoing.
Cop even said himself, he's like, in 7 years, nothing's happened on this street until now.
And even though the case isn't settled, it's hard to put it any better than the man behind the camera.
It's that type of winter storm, folks.
DeKalb, Illinois. It's 2 a.m. A man who appears to be drunk leaves a neighborhood restaurant and is now in his car about to drive home with a woman in the front passenger seat.
I don't know, but I'm gonna record this in case he's drunk. He is drunk as you can tell just by looking at him.
Just moments earlier, the man recording this video, who lives next door to the restaurant, claims he witnessed neighbors unsuccessfully try to stop the driver from getting into his SUV.
Oh, hell no.
Hell no, man.
Yeah, this dude's pissed ass drunk. Look, he can't even get out the parking lot.
Barely managing to get out of the parking lot, the driver is now veering towards oncoming traffic.
Oh my God.
Concerned neighbors rush to the scene of the accident to help the victims of the crash.
You stupid drunk. I got that on camera too. You drunk piece of. You're a scumbag, you.
Hey, no, bro. Come on, man.
Are you okay?
My bad.
Here,
No.
record this. Just stand back and record this.
The man recording this video hands off his camera to another concerned neighbor so he can help the driver who was struck head on.
I think you're okay. I think you're just a little shook up. Okay, here, get out of the car. Yeah, get out of the car. Come on. Come on, come on.
Thankfully, the woman is wearing her seatbelt and the car's airbags deployed.
Here, step by the car. I don't want it to catch on fire or anything like that. I think
My
you're
bad.
okay.
You okay?
Here, step over here.
She's lucky to be alive, as are all those involved in this crash.
My bad, bro.
After getting her to safety, the neighbor confronts the drunk driver and is concerned for the condition of the woman passenger who remains inside the car.
My bad, bro.
No, you're an idiot. You're a piece of shit. I hope you go to jail. You're a scumbag. Are you okay, ma'am? Are you okay? Get the out of the way. You need to move so I can see if she's okay. Get the back. You're making me nervous. Are you okay? Here, you should get out of the car. Can you climb across? Hey, did you call the police? Okay, I think she needs an ambulance. Where do you live?
Right here. I heard it from inside my house.
This sucks, bro. You okay sitting there? You're not gonna move? All right, I guess she's all right. We need an ambulance. Yeah, oh, here's the police right here.
I'm good.
No, you ain't good. You're going to jail.
I don't care. Here.
Just doing it.
Where's she good? Is my girl good?
I guess.
Baby.
That's really weird that you would question that now before your drunk ass got in the car and drove. I saw you get in the car.
Police, firefighters, and paramedics soon arrive on the scene and provide medical assistance to the injured victims. Both women are treated for minor injuries and brought to a local hospital for further evaluation, while police put the slurring driver through a sobriety field test, which he fails miserably. DeKalb police charge him with a DUI over .08, and a failure to yield turning left. The driver is fortunate he didn't kill anyone, including himself. A sobering reminder to everyone: never drink and drive, and stop your neighbor if they try to do so. The homeowners on this Brooklyn block install ultrasonic repellents.
You have a motion sensor that's designed to be painful.
It turns out to repel more than rats.
You have an object that's designed to be painful that goes off repeatedly when people walk by. It's really, oh my God, please.
Then move!
I live next door.
The device is a high-pitched warning sound meant to be triggered by the scurrying of rats, not the neighbor walking her dog.
Is it bothering you right now?
It is, indeed.
Then go inside.
The homeowners have lived in the neighborhood for over 2 decades, while the annoyed neighbor moved in only a year ago.
I just want you to please take down the sensor. It's really painful. It's going off right now.
Rat repellents are designed to emit frequencies higher than what people can usually detect.
And the dog can hear better than her. Why the dog so calm if it's such an annoying? Oh, here they are.
Then cops arrive.
I did spend time trying to look up, information about whether or not this is legal. And I couldn't in Googling find anything specific.
The officers tell her they can do nothing. So not only do the sensors stay up, but the homeowners later put up 3 more.
It hurts!
A message their neighbor now gets loud and clear.
Oh my God, please!
Then move!
If good fences make good neighbors, don't tell that to organic gardener Jeff Permar of Middleton, Delaware. He not only has a problem with his fence, but he also has one with his other neighbors. In his spare time, Jeff's an avid gardener who grows his own produce, but discovers that someone in his neighborhood is sneaking into his fenced-in garden and destroying his crops.
I was noticing that vegetables were being eaten and just dropped onto the ground, just like chunks out of the vegetables. It's really upset.
From experience, Jeff knows it's neither pests nor birds, and certainly not a neighborhood dog.
So I got to thinking, and I was like, well, why don't I set up a motion detection camera to see, what it could be? So I did that, and while I was at work, I had gotten a ping on the phone, and I was anxious. I went over to go look at it, and pops up this groundhog out of nowhere, and I'm like, what, a groundhog?
Jeff quickly takes action and draws up a battle plan to stop the groundhog's ground war. He ensures there are no openings in his fence and closes up any holes, no matter how small.
I was putting all obstacles in place, so they couldn't get into the garden. None of that stuff worked. So that kind of upset me a lot, and I was like, all right, maybe I could trap them. So I would set up like a trap out there, and nothing would work.
Slowly and surprisingly, Jeff develops an admiration for his enemy's bravery and fearless persistence.
As time went on, he really won my heart over. He's so cool, popping up in the camera, eating right in your face. He's got so much swagger to him. He's just looking in the camera and he's like, yeah, I'm eating your vegetables. What are you gonna do about it? I was getting notifications at work. I was showing people, sharing it on Facebook, Instagram. Everybody was loving it. They were like, this guy is so cool. You gotta, take care of him. And so I was like, you know what? I do.
Jeff's first move? Giving his always hungry neighbor a proper name.
He was taking chunks out of the vegetables and just moving on to the next one and taking another chunk. So I said, you know what? Your name's gonna be Chunk.
But soon Chunk becomes the Chunks, with the addition of Nibbles, his girlfriend.
Chunk loved Chunkland so much that he brought his girlfriend Nibbles over. As time went on, garden wasn't even mine anymore. I just gave it to the Chunks.
Already late in the planting season, Jeff lets the Chunks continue to eat from his garden.
The following year, I made them their own little garden where they could come have at it, feed yourself as much as you want. And it's a good thing I did.
During hibernation, the chunks start a family. And thanks to Jeff, they don't have to worry about feeding the kids.
And I was also even giving them stuff from mine still.
Jeff and the chunks now live happily side by side. If only all neighbors could be so friendly.
Yeah.
That knocking is the landlord. Since moving in, Christian claims his landlord is coming over constantly, always unannounced, rapping on the door at all hours. And often running away before he answers. Sometimes she tries striking up a conversation.
You want to talk?
No, I don't. I already asked you to leave me alone. This is harassment at this point. I'm recording this.
The landlord, a woman in her 50s, and Christian have had a recent falling out over money. Christian did some handiwork for his landlord and claims she underpaid him. Everything comes to a head one night when the landlord tries entering the house through the cellar and is surprised to learn the door from the cellar into the kitchen won't open because Christian has locked her out.
Unlock my door.
Can we help you? Why the are you in our house?
What are you talking about? This is my...
Why the are you in our house?
Christian, why are you talking to me like that?
I was thinking in my brain, like, if I catch her in my house, I gotta use this in court to get my rent money back because she's violating something.
Many states do have laws against landlords entering a tenant's home unannounced. But unfortunately for Christian, Maryland isn't one of them. And his landlord is not about to walk away.
Why are you in my house?
This is my house. When did it become your house, Christian?
It may be the landlord's house, but as a paying tenant, Christian believes he has an expectation of privacy. The landlord has had enough and calls the police.
Calling 911, threatening me.
I recorded it, so go ahead and lie. I'm like, you know what? This cannot happen. Get the out of my house.
Christian finally opens the door and readies for battle.
What are you doing in our house?
Don't threaten me.
Don't get your hands out of my head. Get your hands out of my face. He was like, don't you threaten me. And I'm just laughing like, what do you mean threaten? Like, were you there? I recorded everything, so I don't know what you mean by threatening.
Yeah. You're cursing me?
Yeah, I can say you. I can say you in my own house.
Yeah, and you can lock me into my basement.
There's no reason for you being in our house without permission.
Christian refutes her claims and continues to insist that she's there unannounced.
That tenant has no idea you're here. That tenant has no idea you're here. That tenant's at work.
True.
He doesn't know you're here. Nobody knows you're here.
That's not true.
You're over here doing whatever the hell you want in our house.
That's true. That's not true.
Hey, does anybody know that Robin's here right now?
That's true. You're not a lawyer.
Does anybody know Robin's here?
You're a lawyer.
Upstairs, Christian questions the other tenants.
Did anybody know she was gonna be here? What are you doing in our house? She just called the cops on me because I locked the door to my own basement.
The second neighbor is new, having just signed his lease that morning, although he may be having second thoughts.
This is starting to be a hostile environment for me, and I just got here. That's a lease break. I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up.
I didn't sign up for this. No one signed up for this. Who in their right mind would sign up for a house just to be harassed by the landlord and then pay for the next month to have it happen again?
As tenants' tempers boil, the landlord simmers down.
Don't do that right here, because I'm going to start getting back.
The landlord retreats, and the battle seems won. But the night is far from over for Christian.
The recording stops, and the cops actually come 30 seconds later. So they arrested me right there for false imprisonment, threatening, and I went to jail that day in Baltimore City. One of the worst experiences I've ever had.
Christian is released within 24 hours and is eventually cleared of criminal charges, thanks in part to his footage.
What are you doing in our house?
Don't threaten me.
Don't get your
lock
hands
me
out
in
of
the
my
basement.
head. Get your hands out of my face.
And yet, after all he's been through, Christian still lives at the same house, with the same landlord, but with a new plan.
As of right now, I refuse to pay rent. I'm gonna stay here until the sheriffs come because she's not gonna use this space to make money. So I'm gonna stay my ass here until the very last minute. She's not gonna get rid of me that fast.
Looks like this neighborhood war is far from over.
I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up.
I didn't sign up for this.